Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first What Sold on eBay video for 2021, the first one in January. It is Brendan here, Dad Planet. If you are new here and this is your first time viewing, my BOLO videos are getting bigger, better, longer, way more instruction, way more items for you to see that I've sold in the past week in hopes that you will go and source these items at thrift stores or wherever it is you're finding your inventory, and you can make big dollar sales as well. If you want to see more content like this, you want to see more BOLO videos, you want to see more BOLOs, make sure you are subscribed and then hit the bell notification so that you know right away when a video is published. But yeah, I got an ambitious goal, $15,000 for the month of January. Am I going to hit this or what? I mean, let's get into the meat and potatoes, shall we? All right, so just under $2,700. That's a slow week by my standards and expectations, but it will improve, that's for sure. As of today, the 8th, it's noon when I'm recording this, I've done 100 listings already, so I'm on pace for about a 300 listing month. And that should help because hitting 15 grand is going to be a real stretch after a slow week of sales. But, you know, 1,900 net, no big deal. Looks good. We'll get into the BOLOs right here. First one is Hasbro Baby Alive. I feel like the ones that are discontinued are the ones you really want to look for, the ones that aren't being produced anymore. This one was from 2011. She's Baby Alive, Wanna Walk. You saw this in one of my haul videos if you've been following me for a while. 40 bucks. I said I would get 40, and that's what it sold for sure. So 40 bucks. And then the buyer paid $20 in shipping, which seems crazy. So they're $59.99 all in pre-tax, and she cost me, I think, $3.99. You'd have to go back to the video. I don't remember. I'm really terrible at remembering like prices I paid for individual items, so whatever. But if you find the soft face Baby Alives, those are the ones you really want to do a double take on for sure. But yeah, this was an easy $40 bill. I mean, it took a month or two to sell, but it sold for sure based on comparable sales, so that's a good one. Move on to the next one. Vinyl records are just great because like I feel like every thrift store they're like 99 cents or $1.99 if they're like really taxing you. So this is Rush 2112 from 1976. Actually, I'll give you some more pictures so you can see like the little like wear ring around the exterior of the cover. That usually is not a problem, but the sleeve was in good condition and the record was, you know, I didn't see any visible scratches. I think this may be a shadow right here. Real good condition. I got full price for it, $39.99, and then $3.99 in shipping, although these ship medium mail, so it might have been a little bit cheaper for me. So the buyer is $43.98 all in, and again, cost me 99 cents. I love when I find a stack of like old classic rock CD, or records all together, because you know they all eventually sell. The vinyl market is scorching hot. So one of the things I'm not very good at is grading, and I try to disclose that in the description when I can. Very good plus, excellent, near mint. I mean, it's like all confusing to me, and I don't really know these like vinyl buyers that well, so I try to downgrade where I can, and I felt like this was very good plus. Not knowing any better, I really don't know. Everybody's very good plus is probably different. So, but yeah, I'll never complain on a buck for $40, so it's a good one. We'll move on to the next one. These are the like bread and butter sales that I absolutely love. There were no comparables for this shirt. Dog Saloon in Juneau, Alaska. I mean, a really obscure spot on earth. Drunk Shinary was the back of the shirt. A neat little like booze menu, double-sided. Yes, that is my rug in my kitchen, if you guys can believe that. Kind of crazy. But you know, I took an offer on this of $17.99. The buyer paid $3.99 in shipping. So pre-tax, they're $21.98 all in, and this cost me $1.99. Like these shirts, I mean, those t-shirts, like resort area, vacation area, obscure, far away area where like probably not a lot of people are doing apparel for them, are always good buys in my opinion. Same with the next one, even though Patagonia is kind of obvious. $24.99 on a shirt you pay $1.99 for. You know, it's good to like build up your inventory with t-shirts because they're super cheap and they do eventually sell. So I don't mind waiting, you know, even longer than the 90 days, which I use to calculate my sell-through rate, because it eventually happens. So this one is Patagonia, Conquerors of the Useless, the sunset logo, organic cotton, which I think the majority of their t-shirts are made. This was an XXL slim fit, which is kind of a weird size if you ask me, or a weird fit / size combination, but 25 bucks, it's sold. I'm happy with it. These are the sales that butter the bread. It's not always the like high value or high dollar amount, high value, low cost of goods sales that you usually see in my what sold video. So we'll move on to the next one. This was in another one of my recent haul videos. I think I paid $4.99 for it. Kansas City Chiefs, you know, #1 team in the NFL right now. Easy sale. There were no like actual comparables for this salute to service style and size combo for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I was the only one on the listing for that combination. Camo hoodie, Nike on-field dry fit. There's the UPC and the style slash colorway code. Excellent condition. It sold for full price, 70 bucks, and then the buyer paid, what did they pay? $10.90 in shipping. So they're $80.89 all in pre-tax, and again, I think it was $4.99 that I paid for it. It wasn't any more than $7 if I'm getting it wrong. But more apparel, you know, another theme going into 2021. I really kind of stay away from apparel in a lot of cases, but I feel like when I'm having slow, hard, good days, it makes sense to go in through those racks and through the aisles and source a little bit more clothing. Be very skeptical, obviously, of the things you source, because in January it's when all the new eBay sellers come in, and clothing is the category that everybody hammers the hardest. So I got to really watch with a fine-tooth comb. I suggest you guys all do that as well, especially if you're trying to diversify your inventory. But this was a home run, so can't complain. We'll move on to the next one. I'm surprised this one took as long as it did to sell based on the comps that I was doing at the time, but it did eventually sell for $50. This is a Disney Toy Story 4 Andy's Room blue teddy bear plush. I had it listed for 60, sold for 50 with with 750 in shipping. So 57.50 the buyer is all in. Another one of those like bread and butter items cost actually this one cost me 99 cents at a Goodwill. Rare. The Toy Story 4 Build-A-Bears, especially this one, BOLO for sure. A lot of the Build-A-Bears that you will find in stores, they don't have a whole lot of value, but there are a decent enough number. And you got to think too, retail price for this was probably around the same, right? If you got an outfit for it, if you got like the Woody outfit and the hat and all that stuff, you know, pay an extra 20 bucks for that. 50 or whatever it is for the bear. Even though the prices have really come down, they start to add up. So if you're not using a coupon and you're going into a Build-A-Bear store and you're paying full price, you're coming out 50, 60, 70 bucks out of pocket. So not unreasonable to get $50 in the resale market for a bear that is likely discontinued at this point. So excellent sale. Pleased with that one. We'll move on to the next one. I don't know a whole lot about like lace tablecloth, but this was this had the tags on it, so it was a very vintage. Quaker lace trellis rose is the pattern. These actually, there were two of these. I sold one of them really quickly because I believe it was pure white. I feel like this was like an off-white cream color. Just huge, really ornate, very gorgeous. 90 inches by 90 inches. The color was ivory, off-whitish, right? It wasn't a full white, so it took a little bit longer for me to sell, but it did sell for full price, $49.99. And then $10.90 in shipping. So the buyer paid $60.89. I want to say this cost me maybe $2 or $3. Like for both of them, I don't even think I paid $6. It might have been $4.99. Anyway, that was an excellent sale. Again, I'm pleased with that. Buy, list, forget, and it eventually sells. So move on to the next one. I don't remember even doing comparables on this. I feel like maybe there was one around the price range that I asked, but really ultimately, like this is quintessential Brendan. I picked a price, and that's what it eventually sold for. So this is a vintage Matchbox fire rescue truck from, I think it said 1977. It was in great condition. This came in a lot that I bought a long time ago. So I mean, I'm pennies into this thing. Let's call it a quarter. And it sold for full asking price of $40. Took a little bit long, but again, I'm okay with that, especially with what I paid. So $3.99 in shipping. Buyer is $43.98 all in before tax. Another one of those, just you gotta love it. Padding your profit margins for sure. Made in China, 1977. I asked for it. I asked for 40 bucks and I got 40 bucks. So yeah, I always tell people, like, don't be afraid to like shoot a little bit higher than you normally would. We don't have to play the race to the bottom on a lot of these listings on eBay. Different story with Amazon. So this is a pretty good example of that for sure. All right, next one, Breville Hot Walk. I've sold 2 or 3 of these in the past calendar months, so I mean, I know that they sell. I feel like these were sold at Williams and Sonoma. Don't quote me on that. I can't really remember because this didn't have the box with it. 6-quart BEW 600XL. It's a BOLO for sure. This one sold for full price, 80 bucks. Buyer paid $20.07 in shipping. So they are $100.06 all in. I paid $10 on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't been sourcing on Facebook Marketplace very much so far this year. It's because I've been a little bit busier in store or a little bit more active when I'm in thrift stores. So I'm trying to do Facebook Marketplace both sourcing and selling a little bit less. Not that I sold a ton on Marketplace before. To me, it's just a total waste of time. Other people might give you a different perspective on it, but for me, it just doesn't make sense. So 80 bucks, I'm still happy with that sale because that's a huge return on $10. Relatively easy to ship, so a good sale. Keep your eye out for these hot walks for sure. There's actually one in a Goodwill right now. They have priced at $99. I mean, people always say, "Boy, you must be really lucky. Your Goodwill's priced, so aggressively." Not always. It's not even worth $100 retail. So on half off day, it's going to be worth $50. It still wouldn't be enough for us to make profit on. So anyway, keep that in mind. We'll move on to the next one. Vintage G3 Pittsburgh Steelers zip up from this might be from, I want to say, the 80s, the 70s or the 80s. It was in decent condition. I paid $6.99 for this. Quilted interior. It's a BOLO for sure. So I will put those up on the screen. I didn't buy this sight unseen. I would never have purchased it if there weren't comparable sales data to go on. Exterior is leather, lining on the interior, and the filler polyester. You can see the logo G3 Apparel from the AFC. Sold for full price, $79.99. Buyer paid $9.88 in shipping, so they're $89.87 all in pre-tax. A really good sale, very timely too, because the Steelers won the AFC North. They're in the playoffs. They play the Browns this weekend. And I'm also happy, especially with this one and the Chiefs one. Once the Super Bowl is over with, apparel sales for the NFL drops. It picks back up, but there's certainly, come February, March, April, it slows considerably before it picks back up. So all of these sales of like the NFL apparel that I have, I'm extremely happy with because of the timely nature with which they sold. So keep that in mind for all of your NFL stuff too. Now, that said, don't go discounting your stuff and race to the bottom once the season is over because you're afraid it won't sell. Don't do that. Good inventory will always sell, usually for your price. It doesn't necessarily have to be in season, so keep that in mind. All right, you guys saw this in one of my recent haul videos too. Brand I never heard of, Nakona. These were like a teal color square toe boots. These looked great. 9.5 was the size, and they sold within a day, I think, for my full asking price of what, 60 bucks? Yeah, $60 and $17.16 in shipping. So the buyer is $77.15 all in. They cost me $7.99 at a Goodwill. I'll get you a picture of the logo for those of you that are also unfamiliar with it. Nakona Boots. Soles were great. And yeah, I was happy with that. Now again, these sold recently, so you never know. Sizing, it could be an issue. They could get returned for whatever reason, but again, something I don't pay attention to or worry about. My return rate is extremely low. So 60 bucks for a pair of boots that I've never heard of or sold before was awesome because you're always taking a risk if it's something you don't know, but that's the name of the game, right? High risk, high reward. Next one is Salomon, pair of cross-country boots. These were they had like a Velcro covering. They were like in mint condition. And this is another pair of shoes that I've never seen before. The style was New Escape, I believe. Yeah, New Escape. And I mean, just incredibly crisp. And these sold within the hour of me having them listed for full asking price. Pretty fabulous. There's the style number 378 6001A. US size 10, 60 bucks. They sold for $10.90 in shipping. So they're $90.90 all in. I paid $4.29 for them, so regular price. And yeah, excellent sale. Salomon, always look Salomon up. There's snow boots, look those up too. Not every single one is going to be a home run, temper your expectations for sure. But Salomon is a brand where the retail price is high. So it's okay to get 60 if these retailed for 120 or 130 or even more. So keep that in mind for sure. We will move on to the next one. This is a brand I do not source often, unless it's so egregiously flamboyant that somebody was going to pick it up. This is a Robert Graham velvet exterior blazer. So this was a no-brainer for me. It has a kaleidoscope, stained glass look interior. Gorgeous buttons. I mean, let's be honest, it's a gorgeous piece for sure. So hopefully it fits the buyer who receives it, but that's the interior. I mean, it looks like, it looks like me sitting in the church pew at church all those stained glass windows. Kaleidoscope, I think, was a keyword that I used. I gotta look, let me see. Yeah, kaleidoscope right here, stained glass look, exactly. This was a size 42. Somebody reached out to me and said, would I give them an offer at $80? I said, absolutely. So 80 bucks and $10.90 in shipping for them as well. So $90.90, they are all in. And I paid $5.99 for this. Was regular price, I think, at a Goodwill. I don't remember exactly, but $5.99 was the price I paid. So yeah, great sale for sure. Now the shirts, I'll pass on them, right? Again, unless it's like a really interesting style. Like there are a lot of Robert Graham dress shirts that are just Robert Graham dress shirts. They're not just going to sell because it's Robert Graham. So I will pass on really bland ones, but the really obvious ones, the ones that stand out when they do turn up, because I don't see it that often, but I've passed on a number of them before, and I think I may even have one or two in my inventory right now. So it's kind of hit or miss for me for sure. So keep that in mind, and we will get to the last one, which is crazy because somebody paid $165 for a mirror. Take a good look at this, right? This is the type of thing that I am an expert at sourcing, right? An item that is hidden in absolutely plain sight. No one knows about it. $2.99. Meikyo Haisuke. This designed for Getty. This is a product that was made in Italy. Extremely, extremely rare, like parallelogram shaped mirror case. There you go. And yeah, $165. Keep your eye out for Getty products. Keep your eye out for that designer as well, because you're likely going to make a lot of money when you find a product made by that individual. I paid $2.99 for this item, and the buyer paid $10.90 in shipping as well. It's a lot of $10.90s in a row. So $175.89, they are all in. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this box, Pokemon Elite Trainer box. There's a card in here that could be worth between $500 and $1,000. If you are lucky enough to source it, I sourced it. I'm gonna link the video in the description where I got this card. But we're gonna try this again. I want 30 new subs on this What Sold on eBay video. So here's what you're gonna do. Your new subscriber, subscribe to this video and then leave me a comment that you are a new subscriber. If we get to 30, the other video didn't even get, it was about 15. But if we get to 30 on this one, I'm going to give you this for free. One of you is going to win it. I'm gonna pick one of my subscribers, whether you are new or whether you are old, and I'm going to ship it to you, and I hope you source that card as well. So 30 new subs, make sure you are subscribed. Thank you very, very much for watching. And yeah, we will catch you in the next video.